Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. Alright, we got a question came in to customer service from Lance Jones, Little Rock, Arkansas. Lance states, Don, I am a new Serge out and love the results. Please help me understand the shoulders in the swing. Do they rotate or go vertical? I am confused, but I know I do it correctly occasionally because every now and then I go vertical correctly and I really hit some quality shots. Again, Lance Jones from Little Rock, Arkansas. Okay, Lance, we're going to talk about answering your question by just starting off by giving you the definition of the peak performance golf swing. The golf swing is a little bit of turn and a lot of lift. Okay? So, and you're looking for the understanding of what happens to the hips and the shoulders versus the arms. All right? They swing on the shoulders and the arms are on different planes. So we start up at vertical, all right? Stand straight up. We get into our good posture. I call it the accordion effect. As I start to bend over, I have my shoulders and my hips go down together, just like as if I was getting into my setup out in the field if I was a baseball player, right? Tennis player waiting for the serve, they jump around and they get down like this. So if your knees and your shoulders go down together, they squeeze your hips out, and it gives you perfect posture for that position. It really works great because, like, if say I had to hit a ball that's way below my feet, well, when I get up to the ball, I get relativity to the position I want. I'll stand up and then I'll go down together, and that way, if they go down together, as you can see, I got a lot more knee bend than I had back here where I was level on this mat, relatively level, because this whole yard's going down that way towards the camera, and I get down here. So let's say I get so far down, I can go like this, but I can still make a dynamic swing if I was there. But if I just went down by, so to speak, doing a little bit sideways, so you can see just going like this and just bending over, and now my body's too far out, I'm going to fall down. So that's how you get into the posture, that athletically ready. Just like the quarterback gets up, he goes in there. As he starts to put the hands up there, getting ready to receive the ball from the center, he's going down knees and shoulders together. All right? So now, once I get down into that posture, and I'm in here at this posture, my arms, I'm going to make relatively, the shoulder has a little bit of rotation. In other words, we have two centers that we have to deal with in a golf swing. The center of your body is a point at the base of your spine, and I like to call it the center of the swing is the top of your spine. And if I make a good golf swing and we're going vertical, where we lift the club in the catcher's mitt and up the tree, I'm lifting my arms up so that this fulcrum, which is where my shoulder connects and moves from, this is moving towards the center of where the swing is. And so it moves to the center and I lift the club up. But as you can see, look at the little bit of shoulder turn. It goes down a little bit as I'm lifting my arms up, all right? And my arms are coming straight up because the shoulder reaches here. And then in the forward swing, once I hit the ball together, guess what? The back arm becomes the rock on the end of a string, and the back arm comes somewhat very close to comes up around to where the shoulder will come to where the center of the swing is. And so the arms can go over the shoulder and recoil and relax. So we're pretty much, the arms are swinging around this. So we have a little bit of turn, which is a little bit on a tilted plane as I come back and up. But the big thing is the lifting of the arms in the backswing up the tree. Now, there's a lot of talk versus the rotational people who call us peak performance swingers that we're two-plane swingers and that the rotational swing is a one-plane. And what they go by is the position of the left arm and shaft at impact, at address, and then throughout the swing. And I'm only going to be able to do this with my my index finger and my thumb here. And what they talk about there's a plane. They say there's a shaft plane, and you're supposed to take the club away on the shaft plane, lift it to the shoulder plane, which is going to have your hands about shoulder high or just below your shoulders, and look where your shoulder is and your arm. It's below the center, as we just talked about up here. It's down here. It's across the center of the top of the chest. All right. So then when you go to shaft plane to shoulder plane, you return back down to shaft plane, you swing through on shaft, and you swing up the shoulder. Now here's why they call that a one-plane swing. Because if they start here, and again, I'm going to use this concept here of I'm going to put my index finger on the shaft and this one here with the shaft straight to the ground. All right. So in other words, if you could imagine that I put a nail or a big stake through my arm right here, perpendicular to the muscle bone, right through the hand. All right. And I had one on the shaft through it. Here we go. It's the same, correct? Then we lift it up, correct? It's the same, and it's here. All right, now they want me to go here. Well, what's the difference? The shaft, the relationship of the shaft to the body, to the arm, is the same no matter whether I take it back this way. If I take it back here, it's always the same. But they say they're the same because now this relationship has the shaft to the arm. Well, what's the difference? I still have the relationship of the shaft to the arm. There or there. Nothing's changed except the relationship of the shaft and that stake through the center of my arm to the ground. So I like them to explain that one to me. I didn't change the relationship of the shaft to me, or my grip, whatever you want to call it. It only changed to the ground. And again, I always say, how can they call themselves a one-plane swing when they have the shaft plane to shoulder plane, back to the shaft, on the shaft, and to the shoulder? They got 2 planes in their definition, and they changed 3 times. We start here. Naturally, we believe in the plane from the ball through the shoulders, resting on the neck. Through the neck, resting on the shoulders. Excuse me, I said that backwards. All right? That is actually the plane that Hogan talked about, is painted glass. And in all honesty, I asked Dr. Armstrong once if he agreed with it. He said yes. But realistically, in that book, where he talks about all the unique things he does, I once said to Doc, I said, I just don't think that the average golfer can make that, because I think Hogan's about 1 in 100,000 people in terms of he looks awful supple and flexible to me and all this other stuff. And Doc said, no, not even close to 100,000. I said, what, 250,000? Nope. 500? Nope. 1 million? Nope. He took me to 1 in 5 million. So if you got a man with very unique attributes, extra supple, extra flexible, all these other things he can do. Tiger Woods is in that same boat. Michael Jordan was one of those, with that great ability to leap. If you don't have their attributes, their physical attributes, you cannot swing like them. But there is one good thing about the peak performance swing. It doesn't matter whether you're Ben Hogan or you're a guy, you're somebody that's so tight and tense you can't move. Everybody can make this swing. Naturally, somebody more supple and flexible it's going to be more important for them to hold their knees and make sure they don't overturn and overswing. But this swing will work for everybody. And so that's the beauty of the swing. It works for everybody if you maintain the parameters that are set as turn to the toe line and up, come back down the impact in the forward mitt and up and then when you reach your toe line in the forward swing, you swing up. Your arms are always swinging in front of your body. It works for everybody because it doesn't matter if you're too supple or not supple, too flexible or not that flexible. And if you got back problems, it'll help get rid of them. So getting back to this comment about the question here about the shoulders rotate and go vertical. There's a little rotation and the arms go vertical. And they go vertical by in the mitt and up the tree. So our plane is right here. So we're off the plane here, but right about now we get on it. And from here all the way up to the top, this arm will be brushing that plane. But the club goes through it. That's why they call me a 2-plane, because they said, here's the plane and here's the club. But when you put this test on it, the arm's still in the same plane that it relates to when it was over here and everywhere else throughout the swing. So we go up the plane. Now when we transfer our weight, the bump and come down, the club gets pulled down a little bit. I'm fighting it dropping too low. I'm trying to feel it as close to vertical as it can be. In my mind, I always swing the club straight back, straight up, straight down, and straight up. I'm matching my mind swinging it like that. I know it's not that way, but that's what I think about to have the feeling that I'm staying vertical. I know it's a little radical, so please don't, say that the surge said that. Yeah, I said it, but it's in my mind to help me make sure that I stay vertical. All right? And you all know I'm vertical correctly. All right, so I come back down. And now this arm was running up on that plane. It's down on that plane till right about coming into impact. And then, once I hit the ball and I go into the forward mitt, as the club starts to go up, guess what? This arm is now back on the plane, swinging all the way up, brushing the plane right over here. And guess what? The club goes through it like I did on the backside, because for a reaction, there's a reaction. All right, so we got just a little bit of tilt here and up. And if you put this club on your shoulder, look where that club's pointing. It's pointing way out there. 70 degrees from here to there should have that club pointing. If the ball's out there, it should have the club pointing at least 4 or 5 feet forward of the ball. If this club ever reaches the ball, and that's one of the things we see with a lot of surgites in golf schools, they think they're making a limited turn and they're turning at least 90 degrees or more. That's a good test right there. Just put the club on there, and once you get your arms to your toe line, that club should be pointing at least that far in front of the ball. Okay? So, a little bit of turn, it's slightly tilted, and a lot of lift. Up the tree to 3/4, thumbs up, light club, right? Light club is you can stand here, not even look, and it falls straight down. If you get up here and you let go of the club and it falls like that, you're heavy, you're deep in the sacred barrel ground, and your club is laid off, which is heavy. Okay, hopefully this answers your question. So that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.